Alrighty, so my name is Kelby Tatum, and I'm actually from Apple Valley, California, and I'm going to tell my testimony on how I got here to Souls West. So, backtrack to Youth Rush. So I had know nothing about it. My friends actually told me about Youth Rush. Their names are Carlos and Bryce, and this was actually a few years before this year. That was back in 2021, I believe. And I actually didn't end up going those previous years, but I ended up going 2025 because they asked me again to go with them. And we ended up going to the Arizona conference for Youth Rush. And it was a pretty interesting experience. Like, God did amazing works. And you know how when you're doing God's work, sometimes we like to murmur sometimes. That's what I was doing when I first came here. I was like, well, why am I doing this? I don't really see a point. But then God, He showed me why I'm actually here doing this. It's not for my own benefit, but it's to bring people to His kingdom. And I started seeing that slowly but surely over the summer. And then my leaders also started mentioning to me Souls West. And I was like, Souls West, oh, is that Bible school or whatever? Because I know my friends as well, they're like, yeah, you shouldn't go to Souls West. It probably wouldn't be good time spent, money spent. So I was like, okay, whatever. But they kept bringing it up. I'm like, oh, okay, Souls West. I'll think about it. I'll pray about it. And I'm like, I just couldn't see myself doing this kind of work. I laughed at the idea of it. And I thought it was pretty funny. But God, he's a comedian. He's pretty funny, So fast forward to the end of the summer. I still haven't made my decision on Souls West. I actually prayed, I set out a fleece. And it was actually kind of a selfish fleece. So I'm actually glad God didn't answer that. So, but I actually prayed for a different sign. And I actually did not apply to Souls West at all. I didn't apply and do all the email and all that stuff. I just was waiting. And the funny thing is, at iShare, in the crowd there, they're calling up the track ones. I was like, oh, okay, if I applied, I probably would be up there, And Yawani was like, Kelby. And I didn't hear him say anything. And they're like, they're calling you up. I'm like, no, they're not. And he called me again, Kelby. And I was like, no. They're not calling me up. And then he called one last time, Kelby. And I was like, oh no, he's calling me up there. I was like, oh no, Lord. Why? Okay. So then I get up and I go up there. I'm like, I asked for a sign from God, and I got it. So yeah, then that's from there. I was just like, how can I not see myself doing, God's work? So I was like, I might as well go. And that's my testimony.